Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for the finale of Season 53. It is War number 12. We got a matchup today against MIBR, saying goodbye, hopefully once and for all, to this tactic. We're sitting at 5-5, needing a win to kind of finish the season on a positive note, above 500. Got a bunch of all-stars on the team today, Void, Omega Sentinel, and Negasonic. Let's jump right in. Starting off today on path number 7 in Section 1, and we have an ATTUMA here on Node 7 that we'll be taking with Negasonic. Talked about this a lot, how she is a very easy counter to most skilled defenders, especially on this node, this path, which is where skilled defenders are pretty popular placements. Now on this node in particular, the only thing that you really have to worry about with ATTUMA is if he would possibly successfully land a heavy on you, because then he would purify the debuffs from attacker special burst lockdown, and then he would activate that damage reflection passive from second wind. So just don't let him heavy you and you're fine. Firing off the special 2, we got all the dormant incinerates on him, and then a couple more hits after that, and down he goes. Super easy fight. Alright, next up we have a Dragon Man on node 16, very popular placement here because of the winded node, which says that when you knock the defender down, it places an armor break on them. And with Dragon Man, whenever you armor break him, you get a passive degen on yourself for the duration of that armor break. So now the degen isn't really that strong. It's more of an annoyance and an inconvenience than anything, but it is still something that you have to respect, especially if you're using a champion who is under-leveled or under-ranked. Now Void, of course, is a equal rank here to this Dragon Man and has a massive health pool, which I've talked about at length in other videos, so no worries there. Plus we're able to heal up a lot of that damage via willpower from those ineptitude debuffs by blocking his special 1. Now I also started the fight with a combat regen boost, and again, that was just going to help counteract some of that degen at the start of the fight. It was kind of a blessing in disguise because I took a bunch of hits at the start of the fight, just really silly mistakes. I think I took a heavy and a special 1 there, but again, via willpower, we're able to heal up most of that damage. I don't think we end up finishing with the yellow bar here because of those mistakes, but trying to keep the tactic heal block up, of course, because Dragon Man is a tactic defender, punishing his specials to delay the charge gain and delay that passive power gain from the tactic. And then again, we're just trying to keep his power charge under control, which we can do pretty easily via the Petrifies and Fear the Void. And he is pretty much dead right here. Alright, moving up to Section 2, we have a MEPHISTO here on node 19. Now the interaction between the reinvigorated node and the defense tactic is pretty interesting here. And the way it works is that within your first 10 hits, if you don't have a heal block on him, you're going to trigger the unblockable from that node right away. Now it doesn't really matter in the long run, because he constantly has a source of power from his aura, and thus you don't really need to block or parry him at all while he's unblockable. You can just continuously bait out and punish his special attacks. And then once you get the heal block up from the tactic, or the fake heal block up from Indomitable, he can no longer go unblockable, and the threat of that is kind of removed. And then it becomes pretty much just a normal fight with Void, who is a hard counter to MEPHISTO on almost any node. We did take a little bit of chip damage at the start there, but I still had that combat regen boost running, so we were able to stay at a full yellow bar by the end of the fight, which is always nice. It's great when you don't have to use any potions on a fight. And down he goes. Really, really easy fight. Alright, next up we have a Mr. Sinister on node 28 with Buffet Overtime and Arc Overload that we'll be taking with Omega Sentinel. Omega Sentinel is Nullify immune, so she will not trigger the Buffet node, and she has near instant and near permanent access to a heal block debuff, which we can use to counteract both Arc Overload and Sinister's natural healing. And since Omega Sentinel is tagged as a robot, she can safely bait consecutive special 1s from Sinister without getting degen from him returning that bleed debuff to him. So we're going to bait out one more special 1 here, and then meet him into the special 2, and then the fight at this point is pretty much over. It's going to place a bunch of plasmas on him, 12,000 damage per second. We kind of wait out that special 1 there, full combo into the striker, and down he goes. Alright, our only mini-boss of this war is a MANGOG on node 44 with Hazard Shift. We took this same fight last war or the war before, I think it was. So going into this one, I kind of had a much better idea of what to expect from it. I think I played this one a little bit better. If you remember in the previous attempt, I got stuck in the corner without a bar of power while he was in that like Berserk Hatred phase, and that was really a little stressful, so we played this one a little bit better here. Again, backing off while he has the poison phase up to avoid any of that damage here. And then right here, I think I toss my special one while he has the power gain up. And then the last hit of the special one ends up missing, which is mildly annoying, but he ends up just sitting there and not punishing us, so we kind of lucked out there. Now, he doesn't have enough hatred to have the special 2 be unblockable, so we go ahead, take that on the block, and then you're going to see me repeatedly parry him even though he is stun immune. And that is because the attempted stun debuff will still count towards the attacker tactic, so you'll see me be able to get the heal block up via those parries, which is something that I probably should have been doing more often in this fight. We're stuck in the corner, but it's totally fine. We've got a total lockdown on his power gain now with the Petrifies. Fear the Void is up, so our attack rating is now increased significantly. Going to take this special one on the block in the corner, and now we are aware that he is getting close to that enraged mode. We're just going to sit in the corner, waiting for the poison phase to wear off, waiting for that heavy, countering the heavy. We've got the heal block up. We can successfully go in there. Special one here. We are close to another bar of power, so if he triggers Berserk, we're okay. He's got the power gain up, baiting that special one, and backing off because the poison phase has started again. You can see we've taken a bunch of chip damage just from sitting in the corner and from that poison, but overall a pretty clean fight, I would say. And down he goes. Alright, finally we are going to finish this war and the season the same way we did in Season 52, and that is with a Void solo of an Enchantress boss. We were ahead by quite a bit at this point. The war was already won, even if I had given up all 3 attack bonuses here. So this is about as stress-free as you can get with an Enchantress boss. Now you notice we have the read debuffs available there, and I'll be honest with you, if I have to take this fight again in the future, I will probably just skip those debuffs because they don't really account for that much damage. And I think every time I've fought Enchantress on this node, she has started the fight untouchable, which makes it very difficult for you to land a heavy at the start of the fight and refresh those debuffs. So you can see they've fallen off right away. They didn't really account for much. They did help us get up that heal block from the tactic earlier, but from here on out, the tactic isn't going to be a concern for her on this node. So yeah, probably just skip the reads next time if we don't have them available. So you might have seen me pop an invuln boost at the start of the fight here, and the strategy is going to be push her to the special 3. We can tank 3 of those without taking any damage. And I think last season I took one, or was it earlier this season? I can't remember. I took one special 3 like without the invuln available, and it didn't really do that much damage, so we can safely do that a bunch of times if we need to. Now the bug with Enchantress where she can heavy stun you after the special 3 has been fixed, thankfully, so we can hold hard block after the special 3. She will still attempt a heavy, but you can safely dex out of the way, which is really nice here. And then from here, it's just more of the same. We are trying to hold block as hard as we can because she is notorious for throwing special ones into your block, just like she did there. And when that happens, so here she has another bar of power already, and there was nothing we could do about her reflecting that damage back to us because she already had the bar of power and all those spells. So now we have even more spells to clear here. We took the risk with interrupting her heavy attack. It didn't miss. Now we're trying to get an intercept off here, trying to bait her into an intercept before she gets another bar of power here. We go for a blind, light, and then a medium, which catches her, knocking her down with the special 1, and now all the spells are cleared, and we can kind of return to our previous strategy of pushing her to the special 3. Combo into the striker, into another combo, into a special 1 here, and then that pushes her again to the special 3, which we have an invuln. I think we have 2 invulns left, including this one, so 1 left after this. I'm not even sure we used the 3rd one, if I'm remembering correctly here. Again, holding hard block after there, she backs off, baiting out the heavy attack, and the fight is pretty much in the bag. It's interesting how comfortable I've gotten taking Enchantress on the boss node. I think she's better served on other nodes on the map. Yeah. Right there, we triggered the miss because we didn't have the heal block up, but we didn't get punished for it. And the power gain ended up pushing her back up to the special 3 faster, which kind of helped us anyways, so... This is the final special 3 that we can tank without taking any damage, but she's got less than 20% health left and is not long for this world, as you can see. Waiting for that power gain to wear off, and then we're going to special 1 here, She's close to a special 3, but we don't want to tank it, so we'll just bait out the special 2, take that on the block, and this fight is all but in the bag. One more combo, and down she goes. Really, really happy with how that fight went. Happy with how the war ended up as well. Again, as I said at the start of that fight, we had the war won going into that boss fight. 6 kills for me, 0 deaths, and our record for the season finishes above 500 at 6-5. We'll see what happens with the rankings. I have no idea how like the points are going to work when they adjust them for that canceled war, but wherever we land is what we've earned, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Folks, hopefully you enjoyed this war and the videos this season. Please let me know in the comments below if you did. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.